everybody, this is Derek for the Grumpy Guy Show talking about episode number 86, Pixelated Stupidity, recorded on Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. Tonight's topics: NASCAR hides just how slow their cars are, and China is all over the news. Stick around, it's a good episode. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Grumpy Guy Show. I'm Derek McAllister.
And I'm Ryan McAllister.
So tonight we got three subjects or topics, or whatever. We'll see how well it goes, how long it goes.
It's gonna be a short episode, as it always is.
Yeah. But anyhow, so let's jump right in. If it ends up short, it ends up short. Who cares?
At any rate.
So we'll start out with actually a little bonus. I think what I'm gonna do, because we had 2 listens the previous week and 0 last week, I think what I'm gonna do is I might actually put this on YouTube. See about starting this up.
And I think I'm gonna make my next pinned tweet about the show.
Yeah,
That probably won't do me any good though, because nobody sees my tweets.
Yeah, well, we'll put it on YouTube and see if that makes a difference with anything or not. I don't know if the numbers keep going down. I'll keep doing it just because it doesn't cost any money. And
free.
It's kind of relaxing to at least complain about stuff instead of just complaining to nobody. But at least there's a couple of people that listen. So
complaining around the house like the same 3 people over and over again.
Yeah. So we'll dive into our first topic now. What do you say?
Sure. What we got?
So the United States government is considering a TikTok ban.
They've been considering it.
Yeah. So, I have this marked as bad news. Not griping, bad news. And
okay.
The reason I have it set as that is pretty darn simple. This is the United States doing what they do not have the right to do, which is control what you choose to listen to and to watch.
Ah.
Yes, this is censorship, folks.
Mm.
And their whole concern is, well, the Chinese government could use this information to influence what you think. Hello, just got to raise my hand here. You didn't do anything about Facebook.
Yes, but TikTok is literally owned by China.
And it's not owned.
Facebook is not.
It's not fully owned by China.
Well, yes, but it is partially owned by the Chinese government.
Company, not the government. It's a Chinese company, which, yes, technically does mean the government, but at the same time, it's only the majority owner. It's not the sole owner. So, the United States government is all concerned about the fact that the Chinese government could influence you. But here's the thing.
They already do.
Well, the way the algorithm is made in TikTok, it's based on your choices. And from what I understand, and this is all from what I understand, because I'm not on TikTok.
Neither am I.
But what I understand is it's based on your choices, and it does a very good job of showing you what you want to see. So, okay, it's based on your choices, not on what you're told. Okay. When, in fact, Facebook has been caught and admitted to manipulating your feed purposely to try to get you to think or act or believe in a certain way. So, again, why are we looking to ban TikTok?
Because they're foreign.
Exactly. And this is a problem. The government is running out of things to do because, there's only so many new laws they can put in place. in only so many ways that they can justify their huge salaries and the huge expense that's associated with it, because everybody's got multiple staffs. You've got a staff in Washington, and you've got a staff back at home, and
staff at home that probably doesn't really do much when you're not at home.
Even the staff in Washington doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, let's be honest. They schedule meetings. Okay, well, we're not talking about executives here. We're talking about people who should be scheduling their own meetings.
Yeah.
Because they shouldn't be so busy that they have to have somebody do the scheduling for them. But what it is they're the ones who get to decide whether or not they can have a staff. It's not up to us. They get to vote. Hey, you know what? I want a staff. I want a secretary, and I want this, and I want that. And we can't say anything because we're not on the Senate floor or on the Congress floor with a vote. We elect these representatives to represent us, but they don't. They represent themselves first, with the entire goal of their term to get reelected. So, they're running out of things to make laws about. So, I don't know. I see this being a very bad thing. If they want to ban it on government-owned devices, okay, I get that.
Perfectly fine.
A company, which the government technically is, a company decides what their devices can be used for. Plain and simple. It does not matter. The company gets to decide. So, I get it. If they say TikTok is not allowed on our devices, got it. Okay. If they say the TikTok is not accessible on our networks, okay, got it. But to tell me, as an individual who is not employed by the government,
as just a random citizen,
yeah, to tell me that I can't have TikTok, that's a huge violation.
Despite the fact that I would never get it anyway.
I can't say I would never get it. I've considered, just checking it out to see what it's about. But,
I've seen the cringe of TikTok. It's bad.
Again, plus, it's based on your preferences and what you like and what you don't like. You may have seen something that you say is bad, but it could be the way that person has actually gone through and done their likes and whatnot. Maybe they liked it.
Yep.
Who knows,
That's fair. But also, there's some rather dangerous challenges on there that have gotten rather infamous recently.
Yeah. And I'll tell you now.
And I do think that, and I do hope that TikTok has done something about those accounts that have done that.
The problem is, it's just like Twitter. You can go ahead and you can ban all the people you want on Twitter. They'll just create another account. So if TikTok goes through and bans all these people, they'll create another account. And they'll keep doing that over and over and over and over. Until you require somebody to put a driver's ID in there or something along those lines, some kind of government identification.
IP blocking, perhaps? Would that work?
No, because if I'm connected to the network here, yes, I have one IP. But if I go down to, say McDonald's, now I'm on their IP. They could do it by device ID blocking, I suppose, but then if I get a new laptop or a new phone, it's a new ID.
Who uses their laptop for TikTok?
I don't know. I'm just saying, device blocking.
Okay, now I'm curious, honestly.
I don't know. I don't even know that you can.
I'm just saying. TikTok is meant to be used in portrait.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you can't really block people because there's ways around it. Some easier than others. The only thing that could even come close is a government ID, but they're not going to require that. They make money by people watching it.
Because that seems like that's just surveillance.
Well, yes and no, because, I mean, I guess you could look at it as surveillance, but it's not like it's the government that's collecting this
I
stuff.
mean, yes, but is corporate surveillance any worse than government surveillance at this point?
Corporate surveillance happens all the time.
Exactly.
Think about it.
Hell,
If there's a
there's a joke that
company,
I've seen where people are now calling corporations government 2.
yeah, yeah, but you think about it.
Electric Boogaloo.
There are two companies that know where you are at all times.
Google and what's the other one?
T-Mobile.
Even if you don't have T-Mobile?
Whoever your carrier is.
Ah,
Whether it's T-Mobile, Verizon, one of these little MVNOs, AT&T, you name it. They know where you are at all times, so they can always figure it out. Why? Because your phone is constantly pinging cell towers saying, hey, did I get a text? Hey, are you closer to me? They can triangulate and get within, I think it's like 20 yards of your actual location, even if you have location turned off on your phone. Unless you're in airplane mode or you're out of network, they know where you are. And of course, everybody, even if you, go ahead and say, oh, but I've got an iPhone. Well, guess what, folks? They're still doing it. They're
doesn't
just
change
not telling you.
anything.
They're just not telling you that they're doing it. You have a Samsung device. Okay, so it's not Google, so it's Samsung. I mean, all of these companies, they can get this information whenever they want, very easily. And 90% of the time, you're sharing it voluntarily. Simply put, nothing is free. If they say something is free, then you are the payment.
You are the product.
Gmail. Yes, it's free. However, they collect data on you.
You are the product.
Yeah. But the government, they aren't looking at it like that. And the bigger problem there is with this whole idea of a TikTok ban, there are millions of Americans making money on TikTok. You ban that, and now suddenly all of these people are unemployed.
Another thing about the government banning TikTok is, well, one thing related to it is a lot of these politicians probably don't understand TikTok.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason that so many people say that there
Because
needs to be term limits and there needs to be an age limit.
exactly.
They're dealing with technology that didn't even, I mean, there was not even a thought of it existing when they were in their 20s. Not even a thought. I mean, even some of the technology now, it was in such an infant state when I was in my teens. It's not even funny. But these people, they're 30, 40 years older than I am. And they're still there. Oh, I know what I'm doing. No, you don't know what you're doing. You need to retire.
We have yet to have a president or even a vice president that's within your age, which to me is kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because you're in your 50s now. People in their 50s should be running for the White House
The problem is
and winning the election.
it
Yet our
takes so
president
much.
is your mother-in-law's age.
Yeah. The problem is that it takes so much to prove that you deserve to be there and get all the support and everything that you're really old by the time you're qualified as far as the parties are concerned. And basically what qualified means, I put that in quotes for those of you who only listen, but basically what that means is they follow along with what the party tells them to do.
At this point, yes.
That's really what it comes down to. And it's going to take a major change, a major shift. And as much as I don't like Donald Trump, he was an attempt at a major shift.
Hey, speaking of, wasn't he supposed to be arrested today?
Well, personally, I think that really had a lot to do with him falling behind in polls and not getting the support. So he was trying to drive up support and drum it up and, get everybody excited again. It didn't work. He was the only one saying that he was going to be arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else said it. Even if he was indicted, that doesn't mean he's getting arrested today. That just means that the grand jury found enough evidence for him to be charged.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean they run right out and arrest him, especially for a white collar crime. I mean, it's not like this is murder or something like that.
This is tax evasion.
No, it wasn't tax evasion. It's potential for
I mean, many
violating.
believe that he has evaded taxes
Yeah, but
for most of his adult life.
that's not what this particular thing is about. This is about the payment to the porn star
The
there.
porn star.
Yeah, and
Yeah, now that I think
basically,
about it, they're probably not gonna get him for tax reasons.
yeah, because it's been shown that he really doesn't have any money. But
Mm-hmm.
but no, this is about that porn star that he paid off, and basically what they're looking at is were there campaign funding violations or something along those lines.
Uh,
So it's not something they're just going to run out and arrest him for.
mm-hmm.
So I really see that as he was just trying to show, hey, trying to show the Republican Party, hey, look, I still have the popular people. I still got tons of people following me. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
Hey, I
just
can still
ridiculous.
win.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You
I
know,
think I think the only way he wins the Republican primaries if DeSantis doesn't run.
even then, I'm not sure he's going to win it. It depends on who else is there. I don't think that Nikki Haley is going to have enough support for it, but
No, no, I don't think.
you never know.
I honestly don't think anyone else is gonna run, except for maybe DeSantis.
Yeah, I I have a feeling that there will be because somebody in the Republican Party is going to speak up and they're going to start pushing, saying, "Hey, listen, we as a party really can't afford to have Donald Trump in there as president again."
Mm-hmm.
And the other problem is who's going to want to run with him? I can tell you, Pence isn't going to do it.
No, he won't.
You know,
I mean, I could see him jumping in, but I don't think there's any chance of him winning.
no, no. I think he realizes that too. You know, he because of how Trump treated him, he has no chance at any kind of political career again. He's done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. As soon as somebody, if Trump does win the primary, whoever he picks to go with him, he's going to treat him like trash, just like he did with
Yep.
Pence. Just like he does with everybody. You're my greatest hero and my greatest savior until I screw up and I lose, and then you're a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all your fault. I mean, come on.
He
He
liked DeSantis until he realized that DeSantis might be a threat,
yeah, yeah,
and then he started calling him Meatball Ron and Ron DeSanctimonious.
yeah. And a lot of his
By the way,
actions,
I don't think any of his supporters know what that means.
yeah, I think a lot of his actions since losing the election show that he really truly is very immature.
Mm-hmm.
And you really can't put it any other way. But at any rate, so I think we've beaten that topic to death.
Yep. Beating the dead horse.
Yeah. So seriously, folks,
Alrighty.
think about things when at the next election. Think about the fact that the government is actually trying to take away your right to choose. You know, TikTok
Mm-hmm.
is just another platform. And
It's a platform with a lot of stupid people on it.
yeah,
But that's every platform.
yeah, exactly. It's every place, but the big key is the government controlling you and telling you what you can and can't listen to or whatever. So keep
Mm-hmm.
that in mind as we go to the polls. So
Okay, next topic.
next topic is one that Ryan actually added. Believe it or not. What do we got?
Wait, no, that's supposed to be the last topic.
Nah, I changed my mind. Go there first.
Okay, then. So during the NASCAR on Fox Sports has decided to start using a new camera angle. It's the eye level camera,
Yeah.
which shows the driver's view, and it pixelates the digital dashboard.
Why does
For
it do that?
I don't know.
Oh
The
no, we can
teams
tell. They can tell how fast he's actually going.
the teams the teams say it's because of private telemetry data. But
uh,
in in other motorsports, they don't pixelate the digital dashboard, which shows similar telemetry data.
that just
And
doesn't make any sense.
I'm not gonna try to explain what telemetry is. I don't understand it.
Basically, it's the information that actually tells you things like what gear they're in, when they're shifting and braking, and RPMs and all this other stuff.
Okay.
It's
But yeah.
it's information basically about how the driver's driving.
Yeah.
And of
And
course, along
I
with
don't get
that, you
why
see
that
the
has to be
position of their
private in
wheel.
NASCAR. When in F1, they showed the driver's eye view camera, they don't pixelate it at all. That's available for everyone to see.
See, I think some of that, I
And F1's a higher profile motorsport than NASCAR is by a mile.
but the way that I see that, it kind of goes back to the roots. I mean, the roots are in the deep south, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at something else that comes from the deep south, which is barbecue, every barbecue pitmaster has their own rub, and oh, it's such a secret. You know what? It's not that big a secret.
Mm-hmm.
Two key ingredients: salt, sugar, and then after that, it's just mixed spices. If you were to take a good quality chef, they could go and they could actually figure out what you're using.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody wants to because who cares? And that's kind of what I see this as.
It's barbecue, so it's probably good.
Yeah, but and that's kind of what I see this as. It's like, oh well, we got to keep it a secret because if I told you, I'd have to kill you. That kind of bull crap.
Yep.
It's just really annoying, really stupid,
It is stupid.
and it doesn't give anybody anything. I personally think that beyond that, I think it's more about making it seem secret. So people want to see
If they're
it.
afraid that fans will share it on Twitter with other teams, who cares? Teams share information with each other all the time.
Yeah, yeah. I find it
And it's not
hilarious
just
because
within organizations. It's not just like Hendrick Motorsports teammates working with each other. Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt's crew chiefs swapped notes all the time back in the 90s.
hmm
They worked for two different teams.
But the whole thing that I laugh about, it's I find it hilarious because my question is, are they hiding it because these cars aren't actually doing 200 miles an hour, which they always claim?
I mean, probably not on the smaller tracks, obviously.
Well, I mean, they're constantly claiming that these
I
these
highly
cars
doubt on
are
the road courses.
they're always claiming that, like on the super speedways or whatever, they're claiming that these cars are doing 200 miles an hour. And then,
Mm-hmm.
last week they were saying they only have 500 horsepower. I'm sorry, but
No, not 500. 670.
I'm sorry, but there's supercars that have 1,000 horsepower
Oh yeah.
that can barely break 200 miles an hour. There's no way these cars are doing 200 miles an hour with only 670 horsepower.
No.
Just not going to happen. They're not
10
aerodynamic.
years ago when they had 900 horsepower, definitely. They were breaking 210 back then.
Yeah, but these cars, the aerodynamics on these cars is so horrible. I don't care what NASCAR says or, their stupid little Toyota Cutaway bull crap. I mean, it's not an actual car, folks. It's just a freaking digital car, right?
Yep.
So,
that's when they actually had a real cutaway car.
yeah, but they're claiming all this crap, and it's like,
that's me being old.
These cars are so dirty aerodynamically. I don't care what the hell they say. They suck.
Hey, maybe they should put those little golf ball like divots into them like the Mythbusters did once.
No, that was about gas mileage.
I believe at the end of the episode
speed.
they actually mentioned NASCAR, I remember.
Yeah, well, yeah, they said nobody in NASCAR is going to do it, but but it's supposed to.
I'm kind of curious if that would do anything.
What the Mythbusters found was it helped with gas mileage. It did not increase speed.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, but the whole thing. I'm like, NASCAR is supposed to be about the driver and the driver's ability, and here we are. We're hiding information about the car.
Yeah,
it's got nothing to do with the driver. The RPMs of the engine has nothing to do with the driver. That's a mechanical thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up, folks.
That's why I like how much they show stuff like heart rate of the driver.
Yeah, that's interesting stuff.
It is. Especially when you see the heart rate during a crash.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like super interesting and going to get me going, get me thinking, oh my God, I got to watch because of this. No.
Yeah.
But, it's interesting.
It is. Something neat to look at once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what do you say we go to our last topic?
Which is about?
So, believe it or not, folks, we have a good news in here. Mostly. Mostly good news.
What is this, like the third time ever on this show?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. But, so, on the world news, I think it was Friday night. I can't remember exactly, but they said something about China had negotiated peace. I think it was in the Middle East, but I'm not positive. But they actually negotiated peace. And then the stupid reporter said, so where does that leave the United States?
What does that have to do with the United States?
Oh, because the United States had tried before and failed.
Oh.
So my whole thing is, who the hell cares? It's peace. They stopped the war. Who cares who negotiated it? Somebody did. It doesn't always have to be the United States. It doesn't have to be some Western civilization that's done this crap. As long as somebody does it, who cares?
Who cares?
Get over it. The United States doesn't have to be the savior of the world. Let somebody else be the savior of the world. I don't care. Maybe that'll mean that we stop sending billions of dollars over to other countries instead of taking care of ourselves. Wars. I mean, I found that statement so ridiculous.
I am tired of reading about in history endless wars like Iraq, like Afghanistan, like Vietnam.
Yeah.
Let other countries have that problem for once.
Well, it's not even that the Chinese got involved with the war itself. They were just there at the negotiating table.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Good for them.
And
that's their problem. We'll deal with our own issues.
Everybody's flipping out because I can't think of the president of China's name.
Xi Jinping.
Yeah, he went to meet with Putin. And they're again,
good for him.
Well, they're all flipping out because, oh, this could mean that China's going to back Russia. Well, maybe they're going there to start Russia on the peace negotiation talks. Do you ever think of that? No, you just jumped into the fact that the United States isn't involved.
Maybe Mr. Xi went over to talk to Putin, maybe try to convince him, hey, I think this war's not going over all that great. Why don't you just stop before you waste all your money?
Yeah, well, that's kind of too late.
And you owe us like the U.S. does.
Yeah, it's kind of too late. Russia's pretty desperate. From my understanding, they're actually bringing in. They're starting to use tanks and artillery from the 70s. Yeah,
they ran out of
they're in desperate times. Yeah, they're in desperate times, and that's the speculation as to why China's going, because Putin's going to try and convince them to provide them with ammunition and supplies. I don't know that that's it. China's not stupid.
I think she's going to try and convince Putin to just cut his losses.
He might be going there just to figure out, hey, how can we start peace talks? But the only way to find out is to wait and see.
Quit while you're ahead.
Yeah. The only way to find out is to wait and see, not speculate what's going on beforehand. And that's just stupid. Because the Western societies aren't involved, it's all bad. Yeah. No. China negotiated peace someplace.
And that's racist right there.
Yeah, China negotiated peace someplace. Let's give them some praise for that.
Give them a pat on the back.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be us. Doesn't have to be Britain. Doesn't have to be anybody in the Western world. As long as somebody did it, that's what matters. Mm-hmm. Enough of the stupid wars. Wars are all about the rich. They're not about the poor. The rich just sit back and watch all the poor people die.
Pretty much.
That's
and they make themselves richer in the process.
Yep, exactly. All right, folks.
Hey, what do we know?
Yeah. So, folks, I'm sure you've heard the music starting up in the background.
And that means good night.
We'll see you.